Good evening. Hey Bunnrings, I'm Cora Kira, your ever-curious and ever-loyal companion in your personal guide to the retro realm of bunnhop. Cora Kira と申します。こんにちは、Cora Kira と申します。よろしくお願いし... Wait, what? こんにちは。Cora Kira と申します。よろしくお願いします。I lost all the buns there. I think I only managed to do one bun in the beginning. Sorry about that. Welcome, my dear Bunnrings, to part 25 of our show-play Dragon Age the Veilguard series. It's another midweek mayhem for us here. Oh, it crashed. How dare you crash on me, Veilguard? This is the first time. First time it happened. Oh, what is this error screen? What is this? What happened? Oh, I need a new GPU? No. The graphics driver crashing. I didn't expect that. You know what? Let's do something about it. But then that will mean we'll need to restart everything. But we'll see, we'll see. What happened there? That's so abrupt. Because Veilguard has never crashed on me before, unlike Oblivion. You know what? Let's just redo it. Let's just relaunch it. And then if it really fails, then we'll have to do the install, the download, the install, and the restart. And that would mean I'll have to redo all the YouTube shenanigans. And links, post links and all that. My Nvidia crashed. This is not starting good. Nvidia. Oh, there we go. What happened there? Now we're fine again. First things first, let's go ahead and speak with our companions.
No, I know. It doesn't make any sense, but it works.
Wouldn't the connection to the lyrium cause...
The veil to rupture? Not if you're careful. Really, really careful.
Rook, good to see you. Belara was telling me about one of the artifacts she calmed. Her manipulation of the Hylic spheres put some circle mages I know to shame.
Yay, go Belara!
Oh, that's so nice. Really?
Belara, repairing the Illuvian network alone is worth a thesis.
That's true. Ever see anything like it?
Have you run into anything like it before?
Not at all. The principles are familiar, but the application, the finesse... Though admittedly, my interests lie more with the spirits. Look to Belara for elven magic expertise.
And she knows big words. But yeah, he's right. He's right.
You were here, what, 5 minutes? And you had that thing fixed.
And it's quite a complex
So
mechanism.
Well, thank you.
That said, I've noticed you working at all hours on that artifact.
Really? I don't think it's all ours.
And you're either the first to wake, or you simply aren't sleeping some nights.
Oh no.
Thank you, Professor, but I'm fine.
Ooh.
Mostly.
What was that stuttering there? But, oh no. What happened to our graphics, GPU graphics driver? But Belara should have more time for herself. That is one thing, for sure. Self-care. Are you sure?
You don't seem that certain.
Well, when you're in the Fade, there's no sun or moon.
True.
So I tend to lose track of time. Just a little bit.
So, you sleep more regularly outside the Fade?
Well, sometimes. Maybe. But we're in Solus's old home. There's so much to learn.
And we've time to learn it. But in order to do that, you must take care of yourself.
I agree. Although, I can only... I can also relate to Bellara because that happens a lot. When you get so hyper-focused on something, you just cannot really be bothered to do anything else. Rested... even Solus slept. But yeah, rested minds think better. I agree.
That knowledge isn't going anywhere. Relax a little, get some rest. You'll feel better and work better.
100% agree.
I'm not great at that. Relaxing, I mean, I think to myself, what if I do it wrong? Then it's 3 hours later and I'm even less relaxed than I was.
Perhaps I can help you.
Oh,
With what?
there we go.
Relaxing?
Yes, I can teach you some breathing exercises, the ones we show initiates.
Oh, that's very nice. Thank you.
Aw, how sweet.
Of course. We must look out for one another.
And thank you too, Rook.
No problem.
Anytime. Okay, I am going to relax right away. But first, I had another question.
Right away.
I thought you might.
Yay! They both approved. Rose on Twitch with the wave, bun wave emotes, and on YouTube she says, "Oh no, crash!" and then she says, "Yay!" because we managed to fix it all by ourselves. Yay! If that happens again, well, we'll look into it off stream. Communal notes on the lighthouse. Thank you for your notes, Bellara. You've discovered fascinating things about these artifacts, writes Emmerich. Thanks, Professor. I wish I knew more about the lighthouse itself. The ancient elves crafted a lot of places right inside of Fade, but this one's so calm. You really think it likes company? Asks Bellara. Yes, from the way the etheric flow bends to the pulse of this place. The lighthouse is shielding us from the stronger currents. Without it, we'd attract dangerous company in the Fade. Writes Emmerich. Did Solus build this place himself? How old is it? So many mysteries. Writes Bellara. Speaking of which, wherever did this stain come from? Wrote Emmerich. Sorry, coffee spilled when the artifact went. When an artifact went off. Answers Bellara or responds Bellara. Let us begin a fresh page. Says Emmerich. I like how they correspond with each other using notes. Paper notes. Oh, look at that. Look at Bellara. She's idolizing Professor Emmerich. She's so adorable. But I like the concept of the lighthouse as being a safe space. I like that. Oh,
Taking a walk?
yeah. You admiring the floating islands, Tosh? Floating islands. I love them. Of course, Bellara's not here because she was in the living room. Quote unquote living room. Study. Nev? Nev is not here either. Maybe she's hanging out with someone. Probably Harding. We didn't stream 2 days ago because we're considering, what is that called, reducing our stream days because there's a bit too many stream days and we don't have time for other important
How's
stuff.
the brothers since the dragon attack?
Oh, there we go. She's
After
with
the
Connors.
dragon attack, after demons swarmed the streets, after the palace shot at everyone, we're having a ball.
Really?
Sorry.
Sarcasm.
What for? You didn't attack the city. The shadow dragons are dealing with it. At least, we're trying to. I just worry about Asher. He rests as much as we do.
I still cannot find the shadow dragons in the Docktown. In Docktown. So I don't know how I can pay my respects or just visit the Viper. I tried to look everywhere. They were no longer in their the Shadow Dragon's hideout. And they also, I couldn't find them in the underground thingy that they used to evacuate people. Hi. Oh,
Okay,
hey,
that's enough.
the cute babies.
Quiet now.
No fighting. No fighting, Hassan.
Fine.
Manfred.
Who wants a treat?
Manfred eats. I do. Rivalry makes it worse. I do.
Ooh, me. I want one.
Well, I don't have any.
Liar.
Why'd you get my hopes up?
Liar,
A
Davin.
little white lie to quell the riot.
Are you sure it's little to them?
Yeah. Treats for
Yeah,
everyone.
Davrin, where's my treat?
Come on, guys, give me a break. Rook?
Be nice to Davrin. Oh,
Guys,
what's that?
Davrin's really tired. Trying to fight archdemons. And evil gods.
They don't care.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Sorry.
We need to find them treats.
Wait, you can't just leave me with the...
That's why you don't promise things that you cannot
Good luck with that.
provide. See, look, you got 2 babies mad at you, Davrin. You got them 2 babies. Rose says Manfred and Asan team up against Davrin. Isn't that the best? The 2 cutest babies in the world teaming up against this tough guy. Quote unquote tough guy. Ooh, I love the thing that we got for him. Ooh, he's got a Nug statue. At least I can respect that. Oh, Harding is alone. Enjoying
How's it going?
her lovely garden. I love how Harding acts like a cute little grandma with her cute little garden. I love it. Yeah, so we're starting to reduce our streaming days because we've been quite busy, and we found that with the 3-day stream schedule we just don't have time for anything anymore. I still haven't had a, you know, a cardiovascular test, or, you know, I haven't been to the doctor and all of those things because we just don't have time when we have so many streaming days. Because, yeah, we stream in the morning, and we've got, like, other things to do in the afternoon. So, when do we go? When do we go? And so, there's that. What else? It's also anti-burnout, you know? When I'm starting to feel like I am going to lose my mind to a meltdown.
When's the last time you slept?
This morning. Last night. When's the last time you slept, brother? But yeah, what is that called? When I'm starting to feel like I'm almost gonna have a meltdown, and I'm like I might just, you know, stop and take a full break. It's better to reduce the number of streams. Because I get burnt out very easily. If I do something consistently for at least 2 months, I'm ready to leave, to up and leave. That's always been who I am. Okay, that has never changed, and I couldn't find any way to change it. I feel like it's just how I, you know. It's just, it's the ADHD, it's the disabilities, it's all that. So my mind is always, you know, trying to find something new to do. Ooh, blood. I can't do something consistently for more than 2 months, which is why I'm really surprised that we managed to go about 5 months without taking any big breaks. That is very surprising to me. Okay, what do? We've already spoken with everyone at the lighthouse, so we are going to take a look at our skills. We've got 10 points. That's a lot of points. If I remember correctly, We stopped at... Let me just go ahead and check it. Have we got reverb? It's a big skill. Oh, there. Reverb. It's a trait. Trigger a powerful shockwave when executing a perfect defense. The shockwave deals 300 fire damage and applies burning. I like that. And then flare up. Ring of fire. And inflamed. Collateral damage. Wherever that is. That's probably somewhere here. Battlefield awareness. Collateral damage. Where can you be? If only this this guide is not on an Excel sheet and actually showed where it is, but it's fine. That's just how it is. I'm already happy that there is a good guide, a very good guide provided for us that you could, that anyone else can search as well. Collateral damage. Did I miss anything? Because I feel like I cannot find it. Refract, battlefield awareness. Oh, there we go. Collateral damage. Upgrades area abilities. Hitting multiple enemies with a single area ability deals 10% more damage for each enemy hit. That is definitely important. I agree. Traumatize. Traumatize and breathing room. Because we've got 5 left. Traumatize. Slam. What a silly sounding name. Breathing room. Oops. Oh no. We've got construction noises. I hope you can all deal with that. I can't. Breathing room. I cannot find breathing room. We've got 2 battlefield awareness. I don't really understand builds. You know, Rose and I were eating dinner yesterday at a restaurant and we were trying to figure out how builds work in Ragnarok Online. Oh no. And we were like, why? Why is it like that? I don't understand it. We both don't understand how builds are made in Ragnarok Online. Why do you need strength when you're a long-ranged? Well, because I'm used to the old way of doing things, the pre-renewal classic way of doing things when it was more, you know, simple. It was much simpler. Builds were much simpler. You only do strength if you're a melee build, for example. I cannot find it. Where is this breathing room found? So, yeah. Oh, there. Ability upgrade breathing room. Oh, there's that breathing room as well. So do we take traumatize? There are 2. Oh, yeah. There are 2 traumatize. And then breathing room. Alright. What is next? So the other traumatized wasn't the right traumatized, but well. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Death. Next is Death of Fury. There we go. Death of Fury. And then we'll do Bloody Vengeance. Charge attacks with swords or axes apply bleeding to enemies. I like that. Wear and tear. I don't have any more. I don't have any more. Let me see. Okay, we've got more skill points for Emmerich. Let's go ahead and try to find his skills. There we go. We'll do final rites. A looming end and killing hex. Have we done entangling spirits? Critical shot. Yeah, we did all of that. Grave rot ability. This one. Applies necrosis on critical. And the haunting ability. Greater haunting. There we go. Increases damage versus enemies already affected with necrosis. We've got 2 more skill points. Grave rot ability. Ooh, which one is it? Yeah, we've done that. Relentless. Passive. And recurring fears. Okay, that's all the points that we have. How about... Ooh, all of our friends except for Davrin are now 5 in terms of our relationship. I wonder why Davrin is still at 4. He is not happy with our performance. Is that it? Is it because I have... Well, I did bring him with us 2 weeks ago, so I don't understand. But oh well. I really need to increase this with Belara. I do need to do that. I need to upgrade her stuff. Everything else seems fine with Belara. Ooh, this is better. How about... This one's better. Winged wall. A mighty griffin adorns this heavy shield, only wielded by warriors able to fight in harmony with the winged beast. That's sweet. There we go. Emmerich, we need to equip everything. 2 more stuff. He's got the best already to 244. We need to put his keepsake. A necromantic focus given to members of the Morn Watch upon entry into the order. A metal plated focus. Emmerich's ability cooldowns are reduced by 10%. That is good, because he has such long ability cooldowns. And your other companion's cooldowns are reduced by 10 seconds whenever Emmerich's abilities defeat an enemy. That's so helpful. Thank you, Professor Emmerich. That's really nice of him. Of that keepsake, rather. The gold scarab on this emerald ring signifies the Morn Watch's closeness to death, and the cycle of life defeats it. Chittering signet. It applies weakened. Applying weakened also applies vulnerability to necrotic damage. Anything new with Harding? I haven't been able to adventure with Harding. We'll do Harding and Davrin for this, for today, for the stream. Ooh, she's got a better stuff. She still needs one more keepsake. Okay, this is better. Tevinter Longcloak, a cloak gifted to Nev by Halos, or Halos, after a grandchild outgrew it. It's a hand-me-down robe. The fit was abhorrent until Nev had the cut corrected to suit her taste. Ooh. Okay, so no hat for Nev. Still very, very fabulous. I love it. How about Tash? Okay, so Nev and Tash are only relationship level, and Davrin as well, are only relationship level 4. I want to increase it with them. I want to increase their relationship points. There we go. A golden locust. Balanced brutal axe. The curve of the blade cuts clean into the bone. Oops. 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 I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, companions. This one's much better, right? No, this one is a jade cleaver. Gold detailing the occasional spatter of blood to only bring out the luster of this massive green blade. And Tash also received a new epic medium armor. The scaled Viridium armor is built to last and difficult to breach, especially in close combat. Somehow it still looks expensive. I'm happy. Ooh, 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 ooh. I love this. This is such a good, this is such a great fit. It makes Tash look a bit like a bird though, but it's still amazing. Still fabulous. I love it. That's all we have for our companions. How about us? Is there anything new? I wanted a sword, but this one has the most amount of damage. But among our swords, which one has the best damage then? 241, 271, 229. I don't know. I'll keep that for now. We've got this, an epic heater. Bandits bulwark along the roads leading to Navarre City. Many bandits carry such shields to counter brave carriage guards. Emberborn shard. Which one's better? 407, 414. That one. Ooh, this is good. What this axe lacks in imagination, it makes up for in heft. Attack lands vertically like an execution. This weapon's light attacks are now also heavy, and that's so cool. Defeating an enemy deals stagger to nearby enemies. That is like the best axe. Is that the best axe in the game? I'm starting to feel it is. How about our helms? Why don't we have better helms? I don't like those. I don't like the sound of those. Those unique armor with unique gears with a negative. I feel like it's Fallout New Vegas perks. I feel like they're those Fallout New Vegas perks. If only we could just sell the unnecessary stuff, because I feel like I have too many equipment, too many gears. Ooh. No ability damage. Okay, I don't like that. That one's gold. That one's gold as well. That one is red, but there are other reds. Burning. Which one is better? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not good at this. Obviously, I'm not good at figuring out which one's better, but I can also use that. There we go. Because we can equip 2 rings. For this, I'll keep it like that. Ooh, we've got another one. A legendary amulet. I don't know. I'll keep this. This looks cute. Just because it looks cute. Alright, that's it for us. We're going back to the necropolis, to the Navarran necropolis. To check out this small thing that I missed last stream. When we were trying to figure out how to get to that place where Venatori are located. I'll change my party to maybe Emmerich and... Did I say Nev or Tash? I wanted to bring Davrin and Harding. But for this one, because we're going to the necropolis, we'll do Emmerich and Nev. Which was which was the pair that I had chosen before. Why are we doing this through that? We can just fast travel. We can just fast travel. We're being silly today. That's what happens when you haven't streamed for a long time. not really a long time, a couple of days. There we go. American now. Last time we streamed was Saturday. So that's Friday night for all of you, my dear friends who live in the northwest of the world. So I tried to look up this thing. I tried to look up how we could get to that place, and it seems like it's this way. The place that is that has Venatori, basically. I didn't think of going through here. I kept going through here. Maybe it was bugged or something, because I don't remember this being open. That's probably why.
We can't search the whole place. Have you seen how far down it goes?
I even forgot the controls for Veilguard.
More Venatori. And they're summoning a demon this time.
Really?
Strike him again.
Why 7 and 2?
We're under fire! Lucky shot.
Nothing's too hard for us anymore.
Looks like the Venatori planned on taking a few things with them.
The villains.
Myrna and
The
Veilguard will be
villains.
happy. I think that's the last of the trespassing Venatori.
It's a travesty so many of them gathered here undetected. We really must raise some new corpse guards.
I agree. Corpse guards. I agree, Emmerich. You need some more corpse guards. I love cute skeletons guarding. I love the idea of cute skeletons guarding. There we go. Now we can break those open. And we've got a memento on the pedestal. Dense tome. Like a dumb tome. Dense tome. Duties of the prelate of the Grand Necropolis. The previous prelate, Vestalis Pentagast. That is a very familiar surname. Last name. Passed away in 949 Dragon. The ceremony was attended by his niece, a woman of some renown. Ooh. You mean Cassandra Pentagast? I love all the mentions, the references to Inquisition, of course. As well as previous Dragon Age games. Although I won't be able to catch those that easily because I didn't really play them. I only watched playthroughs of them. Templars in Navarra to venture a commentary about Templars in other nations. There's a note from Emmerich at the bottom. Navarra is not unlike the Imperium when it comes to Templars. Navarran Templars still put down in one volition are foolish enough to be possessed by a demon. This is sensible. It is the best use of an attack dog if you are obliged to set one at the gates. Their political power, however, is thin. They're not beholden to the necromancers, but the necromancers don't always yield. It is how they ban the Templars from their crypts. How cynical these unvarnished opinions of our kingdom. Navarra's Templars are hardly banned from the Grand Necropolis. There's simply a tacit agreement that any trouble arising there is best left to necromancers with a certain amount of experience. So I would say turf wars, basically. Templars are not that they're not allowed, they're just not allowed to deal with trouble in the necropolis. Those types of issues are best left for the Morn Watch. The Morn Watch. There we go. That area is finally secured. This area is finally secured, and these doors are finally opened. We're done. We're all done. I'm so happy. We're all done with the necropolis, unless there are, of course, parts that are not yet available to us. But 88% discovered. More than happy. More than happy. And we've already completed all quests here. Can we check if there are
no further signs of the Venatori?
Good to hear.
However, we may wish to send some back as cautionary examples to the rest.
I agree. I'm munching on some garlic bread and pasta.
The Venatori won't be bothering you anymore.
You have our thanks.
The spirits rest more soundly.
Of course, Veilguard.
We've much to examine.
The halls await.
Welcome again.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go back to Ravine just to see if things have opened up for us. But it says return when they are fully accessible. So I'm thinking it might not yet be fully accessible, which is a pain. Yes, there we go. It's not yet fully accessible. Sad. Let's go check our journal. Because of that, we have no other choice but to continue with the main quest. I was trying to delay it. I was trying to complete everything. But also, we can go back to the crossroads and, we can go back to the crossroads. And sell to the wisp. Really? Are we missing any chests here in the crossroads? Maybe all the way over here? Maybe it's something that we cannot access just yet? Because I'm not seeing anything. I am sadly not seeing anything. I could be wrong. But all of the chests that we can see right now are checked. They have their check marks on top of them. So I'm thinking it's probably this way that we still don't have any access to. All right, we'll just go to the merchant. This is so yum. It's a Japanese fusion restaurant, and they've got scallops, hotate in Japanese, and negi, spring onions, pasta. There we go, we're almost level 2.
About my question earlier, Emmerich. You can't tell how long a body's been dead by how cold it is.
There's too many interfering factors and variables.
So that journal I showed you.
The time of death couldn't be pinpointed based on temperature. No.
Thanks. There's a shadow dragon I want you to meet.
Ooh, helping out on the case, Emma? Okay, let's go. To Docktown, if I'm not mistaken. It is Docktown, isn't it? I'm so happy that we're almost at level 2 for Shadow Dragons. We still need to increase our Grey Wardens. Mornwatch is doing well because we did a lot of quests for them on the previous streams. But we need to... oh, and Lords of Fortune as well. So we just need to keep increasing Grey Wardens. I don't know why. But we've completed a lot of quests for the Grey Warden, so maybe it'll increase on its own. Maybe we need to do more quests with Javrin. So we got 2 already, 2 stars for oh, okay, we've already reached it. 2 stars already for Shadow Dragons. I'm so happy. So we just need to increase Grey Wardens. That's what we need to focus on because I feel like these 2 are going to reach these 2 Lords of Fortune and the Born Watch will reach the second level of their faction power eventually. Eventually. Naturally. Organically. We have to meet a Lady Morgan at the Cobbled Swan. So yeah, as you can see here, I cannot find a single shadow dragon except for me. For myself, as well as Nev. It's all in chaos. I'm so sad. More candle hops? We couldn't find any more candle hops. I think they're probably going to be available later on in the store.
You're that detective. What's her name? Look at this place. What can you do for us now?
Not sure.
They should be more patient. Nev already has got a lot of things on her plate. Oh no, there we go. I'll try to block out the sound with my yapping. That can help. Maybe it might help. I don't know why, but that noise started, the construction noises started 2 days ago in the afternoon, usually around 1 or 2, but it's only 10. But because the noisy works are available, or rather are allowed from 10, so that's probably why we can hear it now.
Anything new?
I'm sure you'll uncover something.
Nothing new then, but thank you, Rana.
Come to think of it.
The Archon is dead.
In a while.
Exactly. The Veilguard are growing in power, and he says nothing.
Wow, what a loud
Risen
bar.
Gods hasn't said anything about that either.
I-
Even after the dragon attack.
I think
not
the
a word.
Archon is dead. That
Either
is
he's
the,
dead,
that's
or
what
he
the
just
rumors
doesn't care.
say. That's what the rumors say. And I think he's been replaced by our
Questioning
beloved brother,
spirits.
Dorian.
Does it matter how long the corpse has been a corpse?
Time is a factor, but not necessarily a limiting one.
Right. And condition?
Another factor.
Sorry to disrupt your conversation.
Well, back to our point.
Time is a factor, but not necessarily a limiting one.
Right. And condition?
Another factor. Are you interested in the theory?
No. The practical.
Who do you have in mind?
There's a case. I've got a lead. I'm not sure yet, but I'll get back to you.
Anytime.
I'm happy to hear that they're all working together. I love that in a team. There is no I in team. As they say,
You make stories, don't you?
Barnabas. That reminds me of our favorite ship captain in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Barnabas. He's my favorite. He's one of my favorite Assassin's Creed characters. Oh, Harding's here.
Dragon. What's happening to this city? I heard some people lost their homes. I wish there was something I could do.
What could you do anyway? You're not a builder. You'd just get in the way. Let the Templars deal with it.
Okay. Hey, Harding. Let's do a hard save here. Speaking of hard, we'll do a hard save. Yay! No more bruises! I'm so happy! The team pursues leads that reveal disturbing information about the spread of the blight, but also gains some unexpected aid.
Why did Morgan want to meet in Minrathous? Isn't she helping the Veil Jumpers in Arlathan?
Indeed. But today we have a guest, and she needed the anonymity that only a city provides.
The Inquisitor?
Well, look who it is.
Good to see you, Lace.
Whoa.
Rook, you remember how Varric and I served the Inquisition? Well, this is Inquisitor Trevelyan.
I changed my
the
Inquisitor's
woman who led us all.
Hair. But I still made her a redhead, of course. Because there was a period in my life when I really wanted to be a redhead. So I always dyed my hair a reddish brown. This is so fun! I finally met myself. I finally met the Inquisitor. We finally did it! Trevelyan's a noble's name. Harding knows everyone. Harding knows everyone.
How many famous people do you know, Harding? Should I expect the Divine to show up?
Ooh, Divine Victoria.
She
yes.
also served in the Inquisition, but we didn't talk much.
Morrigan and Harding have told me about what you've accomplished since taking over for Varric. You've put together an impressive team, and you've got the best chance, maybe the only chance, to stop Elganon and Gillenane.
I love it. I changed my ooh, I love the Inquisition music in the background too. I changed her hair and some of her features because I'm not really good at like making characters look the same across games. So I kind of changed it. You can count on me.
I won't let you down.
Don't worry about me. Worry about the people you've recruited and about the people depending on you. I only sealed the breach because I had people like Cassandra, Leliana, and Cullen with me from the start.
Yes.
Without Dorian's magic and Josephine's diplomacy, we never would have come together to stop Corypheus.
Oh yeah.
Years later, I had to disband the Inquisition. But I never lost the friends who had gotten me through it all.
I'm glad to hear that.
They're the only ones you can really count on. Do right by them, and you'll find your way.
We've got the makings of a good team, I think. We'll do our best.
This is so meta.
And while you do so, Rook, the Inquisitor will do her best to ensure that the rest of the world remains intact.
Good to hear.
A daunting prospect, given that most of the South is under siege by Darkspawn.
It's that bad?
If not for the Inquisitor, the South would have collapsed completely. She has not been idle while you assembled your team.
That is good to hear. But why is she wearing the same exact outfit that I wear inside the lighthouse? Could we change that a bit? Tell me more about the South. It's sad to hear that. The South, Ferelden, and Orlais are being ravaged by Darkspawn. This is like the 5th Blight again.
I thought the gods were mostly active up here. It's really that bad in the south?
Elganon and Gillenane have indeed restricted their activities to the north. But the forces they deployed to the south, the strange new Darkspawn, have spread fear and corruption greater than any blight in history.
Darkspawn have cut through the center of Orlais. Valrorio and Halam Shiral are barely holding out.
Oh no.
Ferelden would have fallen already, if not for help from Orzammar. With Denerim lost, the Fereldans are holding the line at Redcliffe.
Redcliffe
Free
again.
Marchers have the worst of it. Acting Viscount Aveline Valen led the evacuation of Kirkwall.
Aveline?
She's taking her people and what's left of her army to help Prince Vale keep Starkhaven.
Good to hear.
Maker, we didn't know. My ma...
Don't worry. I called in a favor with the Divine. Your mother's safe with some old friends.
Oh, good to hear that.
Thank you.
I'm happy, I'm happy.
The Inquisition might be gone, but my name still carries some weight. I've used it to get people working together where they can. Again, the South is my problem, not yours, Rook. You stop the gods, and I'll make sure the rest of Thedas doesn't fall to the Blight.
Dokuryu no Cobra. What an interesting name. Is on Twitch. Hello, Dokuryu no Cobra. Thank you so much for the information. Dokuryu no Cobra says, by the way, the Inquisition multiplayer mode takes place in the current main story. It features 17 classes, 17 unique Inquisition agents, each with their own names and backstories. Essentially, these agents carry out missions almost always related to Corypheus's plots, while the Inquisition's heavy hitters, the Inquisitor and their companions, try to stop him. The way I see it, they could have even made an animated TV series out of it. If it were up to me, I'd have the perfect name for the series. 2. A Dragon Age Inquisition in the meantime. That is just so cool. I didn't know that. That's such an interesting factoid there. That Dragon Age Inquisition's multiplayer mode is actually set in the same time? Or at the same, in the same time frame. Or timeline? Time. There we go, time. As Veilguard, so 10 years into the future after the events of Inquisition. That's so interesting. I've always wanted to try the multiplayer mode, but I played Inquisition the first time when I was living in Japan. So for some reason I couldn't find anyone to team up with. I couldn't really, I was trying to wait for 10-20 minutes and I couldn't find a group for some reason. But welcome to the stream, as Rose says on Twitch. Thank you for sharing that very important, very relevant piece of information, Dokuryu no Cobra. Rose says, so the Inquisition multiplayer mode takes place in the time period of Veilguard. There we go, time period. And then Dokuryu no Cobra responds with 5 of these classes are unique with unique skills that are not present in the base game. Ooh, that is very attractive. It's just that I don't know if anyone I think is the multiplayer mode still available? But I'll definitely try to watch a stream or a video of some sort on YouTube. So thank you for sharing. Scott Crosby art is on YouTube, and he says, I'm so far ahead of you guys, so my sweaty gamer lifestyle has returned. I'm happy for you that that there won't be any more spoilers for you in these streams. Rose on Twitch says, oh, nice. And Dokuryu no Cobra says, no, same time of Inquisition. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. But it's nice to see that. I thought that they thought ahead and they made sure that their multiplayer mode is set 10 years ahead, which is the same time period as Veilguard. I misunderstood that. Sorry about that, but it's still really fun to see that you can be an Inquisition agent in the multiplayer mode, and that there are certain classes that are not available in the base game. Rose on YouTube says, Scott, welcome back. So great to have you again. Hope you are well. Yes, I hope you are doing well. Another midweek mayhem for us. I hope your week is going well. I need your connections. I need an army. How are you here?
If the South is in such turmoil, why come up here just to talk? And how did you get here so fast?
Did you think you were the only one to unlock the secrets of the Illuvians?
Morgan helped the Inquisition use the Illuvians to travel.
While I lack the Dreadwolf's Virivus, I may still scurry between the walls of this world to be where I might do the most good.
Good to hear.
The Inquisitor
Morgan.
asked to meet you, and I thought it might help you to meet her.
Thank you, Inquisitor. Thank you, my old self. I need an army. I need your connections. I need your spies. Connections. Connections matter the most, even in real life. Because connections can lead you to an army, and to spies, and to so many things. Resources.
I've been having trouble getting people in authority to listen to us.
It's true.
If you help with some of your political strength...
My political strength? Tevinter hates me.
Oops.
The Venatori helped make sure of that. And while I have a few friends in the Wardens, their leadership hasn't much cared for me since we clashed at Adamant Fortress.
Oh no, not
The Inquisitor did not come all this way to leave you with empty words, however. She brought something no one else could.
A wolf statuette.
Ooh.
We've found others like it in the crossroads. Where'd you find yours?
I found it right around the time Solus's ritual failed, when he was pulled into the Fade. We've examined the magic, and it's tied to the veil, to him. somehow.
Solus is ancient, and his magic is part of him in a way far beyond that of mortals. I suggest you take it to the crossroads and see if something in the lighthouse calls to it.
That's so cool.
Perhaps it will yield some insight into your new ally.
Who is this new ally? I wonder. Solus is helping.
Right now, Solus is giving us the information we need to track down the gods.
Yes, he is a vital source of information and advice, just as he was to the Inquisition before.
He's doing his job.
He is the Dreadwolf. He led a rebellion that lasted centuries. How many alliances do you think he has made and broken?
I considered Solus a friend. I'd hoped to convince him to see reason. It's too late for that now. But still, if this can give you some insight, help you understand him, whatever it turns out to be, I hope that it helps.
Thanks for the help.
We should go, Inquisitor. The armies in the south need you.
Right. Harding, stay sharp. You're my eyes in the north.
Yay.
Always, Inquisitor.
Rook, good luck. If I come across anything else that can help, you'll be the first to know.
Thank you. Thank you for the assist. That was exhilarating. And because of that, I missed the chat. I missed a lot of things in the chat. So let's go ahead and check the chat. Dokuru no Cobra says, when Inquisition is on the way to stop Corypheus in the meantime, these agents carry out missions for the Inquisition. I like that. I like that idea. I'm glad that that's the, what is that called? The plot of the multiplayer mode. And Scott says, not too bad, thanks. How are you guys doing? How's the demon dog? Good, thank you. She's being stubborn. Sometimes she doesn't eat when she's supposed to. But thanks for asking. How about you? How's your week going? The Kuru no Cobra on Twitch says one of the 5 unique classes is Isabella. Isabella is a class. That's fun. That reminds me of Ragnarok online mobile Eternal Love. When I was doing the research for the latest lore video, the game versus manhwa 10 lore facts video, I came across this thing where 2 characters in Ragnarok Online are classes in the mobile version. One of them is Oscar, the one of the constellations, one of the humanoid dragons, ancient humanoid dragons, which is really silly. Imagine seeing like thousands, hundreds of Oscars running around. Rose on Twitch says, Dokuru no Cobra, thanks for correcting us. We thought it was the Inquisitor fighting off the Darkspawn during this game. Scott says, Morrigan makes me have feelings, lol. There you go. Lady Morrigan always doing that thing to everyone. Rose says, we're doing all right, Scott. Thanks again. The silly baby's sleeping at the moment. She loves waking us up early and going back to sleep later in the morning. Yeah, she's a silly baby. Scott says, if you're not a sleepless mess, you're doing it wrong. If only we could survive and function normally without sleep, or without much sleep, and don't feel like we're dying or drowning. Physically and mentally. The Korean no Cobra on Twitch says, so this means that thanks to the friendship between her and Varric, Isabella joined the Inquisition to help. Oh, okay. I didn't think of that implication. Always be thankful to brother Varric. He is my favorite. And Rose on Twitch says it is nice that they included Isabella in Inquisition too, even if it's outside the base game. So she is in multiple Dragon Age games as well.
We should take
because
a break.
Of that.
Back to the lighthouse for a bit.
Okay, take a break.
Dumart's breath. I wasn't expecting to see a resurgence of the Venatori.
Sad,
Venatori, shadow dragons. All they do is make things complicated for the rest of us.
Don't say anything bad about
At least the shadow dragons are good.
Yeah.
Don't believe it. Both ideologies are just excuses for brawling in the streets.
Wow. What would a noble know? What would a noble know? Ooh, I still need to get to that chest. I still need to get to the chest. I only have 76% of Docktown discovered. How dare you? How dare you, Docktown, to impede me from my progress? I'm surprised. I thought we would... Oh, okay, I get it now. It's that quest or that it's not available to us just yet. Okay. Do we have any missives? No. So our only quest is to return to the lighthouse. So that we can have a campfire chat, maybe, with our companions.
Rook, just got word. First Warden's calling everyone back to Weishaupt. Everyone except me, seems like.
Oh no.
Guess the First Warden didn't like me joining your team.
Calling Wardens back from all over Thedas is a big step. Did he give any reason why?
Not exactly, but I've heard rumors of a massive Darkspawn horde on the move. Even hearing there's an archdemon with them.
We need to warn them.
We need to warn the Wardens. Let them know what's coming.
Agreed. Rook, if the gods have an archdemon, Warden lore says archdemons only show up during a blight. Doesn't say anything about elven gods. Seems like the rules have changed, and we're going in blind. We need to know what we're up against.
I'll talk to Solus, see if he knows anything about any of this. Make sure the others are ready to move.
Oh my. Time to meditate again. And talk to Solus. It's like, alright. Time to meet up with Solus again. Rose on YouTube says, how about your doggo, Scott? I hope they are well too. I hope they are not demon dogs. Ooh. Where are my companions? I want to go and check in on them first before we talk to Solus. And Rose on Twitch asks, so are you playing Inquisition at the moment, the Kurino Cobra? View regret? What does that mean? What does that mean? No Tosh here either. I wonder where they all are. Let's go check our map. Ooh, they're all outside the main building. But I feel like we're halfway through the game, so there we go.
Is Harding all
We're
right?
making progress.
I don't want to say that she's scaring me more than usual, but she is.
What? Harding scares you? Harding scares you? Varric? She's so adorable. How does she scare you? But I understand that her newfound abilities are kind of scary. Ooh, what are you two doing here?
Weird being out here. Makes you wonder where the air comes from. Why the Fade doesn't just rush in and swallow you.
Well, now I'm thinking about it. Great.
Don't be too negative, people.
Oh, hey, Rook.
Hey, Valara. I love all these elven furniture, elven architecture and stuff. Scott Crosby Art on YouTube says she's doing reasonable things. The humidity is back with a vengeance, so she doesn't like that, but she's just her usual crusty old self. I hope that she is staying hydrated as you are. I hope that you are also staying hydrated. We all have to. And I hope she is healthy and happy all the time. Let's see, we've got Nev and Emmerich here hanging out.
It's always warm in here, even when the fireplace is unlit.
You've sensed it then?
If the lighthouse's magic keeps the dining room cozy, I won't complain.
I love that
but
idea.
Does it do it for anyone? Or just us?
We're special guests of Solus. We're his special guests. Ooh, another coffee.
I think we're getting
another
low
cup of
on
coffee.
onions again.
Oh no. Oh no, don't let us go low on onions. I love onions. 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 I love them. I might make curry tonight using the those spice mix pastes. And that requires onions. Onions. Rose says, oh no, so sorry to hear about the humidity. Why can't the weather just be pleasant? I know. It's been raining non-stop for the past 2 weeks here, if I'm not mistaken. I don't go out much, so we don't go out much. Yesterday was the first time in a week that we went out to go to the gym. Scott Crosby Art on YouTube says, unrelated note, I finally got to see the Odyssey the other day. Ooh, congratulations! And he adds, wow, Nolan is a genius at the best of times, but this film was unbelievable. I'm happy that you enjoyed watching it. We'll try to catch it, not in the theaters, but, you know, if it goes to any of the streaming services. We can't be bothered to go to the theaters, sadly. We already missed Toy Story 5 and Minions and Monsters. Rose wanted to see them. Of course I wanted to as well. I love Toy Story and Minions. But we missed them in the theaters because we were too busy last month as well. Which is why we've decided to reduce our the number of our streaming days. So we'll only do Wednesday nights and Friday nights. No more Monday nights. Because it just makes us too busy, a bit too busy. No one's playing the piano. I thought that recruiting Emmerich would make it so we would have a piano player because I feel like he's the type. But sadly, no pianos. No music playing for Professor Emmerich. Is your doggo a smaller one or a medium to large size? Asks Rose on YouTube. Minions and Monsters. Yeah, Minions and Monsters. That's very important. View regret. What is this? What is a regret? Do I need to do a hard save for that? Before I do a meditation. Before I meditate to talk to Solus. Ooh! Oh wow! This is so cool. I like this.
You cannot do this, Algernon. You swore that we would give up our commands when this horrific war was over.
Our people need our leadership. If you're unwilling, leave.
Our people must rebuild, and we must help unite them.
So, we did not fight for freedom, but to conquer this land and our own.
We fought to win, and now the Evanuris are as gods. I do not answer to Mythal's annoying lapdog.
The people are afraid. They must believe in something.
They need strength.
And wisdom.
They need gods who can protect them.
We are not gods. You will learn that.
Every lapdog hides a wolf inside.
That's very interesting. Sorry, I'm just finishing my food.
That was strange.
Oh, wow.
They were speaking Elven, but I understood it.
I believe we have experienced a memory in each of our native languages.
That's so
Not
cool.
just any
I like
memory. One of the Dread Wolves.
And the mages who declared themselves my gods. Well, mine and Davrin's.
It was a bit of a letdown. What does this get us? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That can't be easy, Balara.
It was so mundane. Nothing grand or cosmic. No setting fire to the sun, just
You want them
talking
to set fire to the
politics.
sun instead.
I wish they were monsters. Something grand and terrible. Seeing them like that, they're no better than Tevinter nobles.
But no
That's
worse either. They were people. And people can let you down.
All right, what else can we take from this memory?
Elgranon was hungry for power. Did anything he could to get it, and to hold on to it.
Then Solus, furious at Elganon's installing himself as a despot, started his rebellion.
Yeah.
There's another moving part in this. Mythal. She was keeping the peace.
Mythal and Solus were close.
Yeah, they were best friends.
The Inquisition found a temple to Mythal, and there were wolf statues everywhere.
Then she sides with Elgranon over him.
There
A
we
betrayal.
go. Yeah, that is interesting. I didn't know that Mythal sided with Elgarnon. That is new knowledge to me. Scott says she's a staffy, basically a smaller version of a pit bull, and I do remember Scott telling us about his doggy a long time ago. Rose says, oh, a Staffordshire Terrier, is that the right name? I think Soap over on Twitch mentioned having 2. Scott says, I like all these mini cutscenes. There's a few of them. I love cutscenes. Scott says, I'll post a picture of her on the Discord. Thank you. I want to see her. I love cute little doggos. Rose says, oh, cute. So please, yes, please feel free to share. I see Mythal's reasons. No wonder he was angry. But yeah, no wonder. I see Mythal's reasons as well. But of course, if you're a close friend to someone who is against lording over others, that is a betrayal.
It sounded like Solus was loyal to Mythal. What did Elgranon call him? Mythal's lapdog? And then she grabs power alongside Elgranon instead of standing for her principles.
Right.
I'd be angry too.
Angry enough to start a rebellion?
Yes.
That's not how he'd see it. He didn't destroy the world. Elgranon did. Solus did what he considered necessary to stop him.
Solus would try to
Campfire,
justify what he
campfire.
did, but he'd also blame himself for what happened.
Perhaps these murals aren't simply memories. They're what Solus wishes to forget.
They are called
His
regrets
regrets.
for a
That means there
for
are
a
a way to
reason.
learn his weak points.
Why are we worried about Solus? He's trapped.
Right. But the Dread Wolf was the god of trickery. He's looking for a way out. Bet on it.
Meanwhile, keep your eyes open in the crossroads. If there's a way to restore the rest of these murals, Solus would have kept it in his hideaway. It'd be nice to get inside his head for a change.
That's true. I love that we're all chatting, we're all having a memory of false gods. Witness the first memory of Fen Harel. I love that we're all what is that called? Having a campfire moment, a team building activity, or a team building chat, and Davrid is just working on his woodwork. And he's not taking it seriously. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, of course. Oops. I have nothing against Davrid. It's just because he's a bit of a he's a bit of a toughie. Someone who likes to pretend that they're all tough. And he didn't know how to be nice to Hassan. That's why. Let me see if we've got new dialogues. Ooh, another regret. I guess we should play all of them. Let's have more campfire moments for, and revelations too. Revelations and campfire moments with our team. I'm glad we all have the.
I was
the
not
things
certain you would
already.
come.
You were the one who walked
Statuettes.
away. I never turn my back when my friend needs me.
The Evanuris seek the magic of the Blight.
Impossible. The Blight is safely sealed away forever.
Though I wish I could believe you, I have sensed the breaking of the wards.
I will investigate your claims. If they forget the danger of the Blight, I will endeavor to remind them.
What if, instead, you left the Evanuris and remained with me? Do you not wish for freedom from this struggle?
Be at peace, love. I will stop them.
As you must. The Blight is our mistake.
Our mistake? Did they make the Blight? Look at sad Solus over here. Did Mythal and Solus make the Blight?
Did Mythal call Solus love in that memory?
That's what it sounded like.
So they were doing it. The elven gods were free with their emotions. They felt things deeply.
Friends with benefits.
The way they express things, well, it feels romantic to us, but that wasn't really how it was. Back then,
Maybe
I mean.
they were best friends.
Nah.
There we go.
They were doing it.
Maybe it's complicated. Maybe it's complicated. It's one of those things. I don't think so, and ick. Yes, obviously. Maybe. Moving on. Yes, obviously. Okay. Oh no, Solus not good, says Rose. Unless they made the Blight for something else and then it was used against them. Yes, obviously.
Oh, they were absolutely doing it.
Being with someone you're rebelling against? Doesn't sound like Solus.
He also met her in secret and talked about how they could run off together.
It sounded so tragic and romantic.
Oh, wait. Never mind. That does sound like him.
So the Dread Wolf goes to Mythal. They might be fighting, but they have history.
And he warns her about the other gods using the Blight. That's more important than his rebellion. It's like kingdoms coming together when an archdemon rises.
Yes.
Mythal didn't think it was possible. She said the Blight was sealed away. There's an old legend about it. Davrin, the one with Andrul's armor. Not sure it matters.
Tell us the story, Balara.
We're deep in elven lore already. What's the legend say?
Right. Well, Andrul was the goddess of the hunt. She put on armor, magic armor, made us something called the Void, drove her mad.
I remember this one. The other gods were afraid Andrul would turn on them. She was doing all kinds of horrible things, causing plagues. It does sound like the Blight.
Well, it all ends with Mythal fighting Andrul. After, Mythal turned into a dragon.
She what? Why didn't you start with that?
Anyway, she took Andrul's armor away. Then Andrul's madness left, and peace returned.
Okay.
Intriguing. So it's possible Andrul stumbled onto the magic of the Blight.
I see.
And when Andrul went mad, Mythal took it from her and locked it away.
Until someone started using it again.
But who made the Blight? Is it like a natural thing? A natural evil? Rose says, is Mythal Solus's mama? No, it seems that from what the characters, the companions, and we as Rook have been talking about, as well as the memory or the regret of Solus, it feels like they probably were once together, but they ended up as friends. So I guess that's it. So maybe it's kind of like it's complicated type of thing. And they have feelings for each other, but they just decided to be friends and keep it as that. Keep it at that, basically. Solus felt guilty. Solus was mugged. Solus was worried. Yeah, he felt guilty.
Okay, Solus warns Mythal about the other gods using the Blight. It's not just bad, it's something bad he feels responsible for. The Blight was our mistake.
How is the Blight their mistake? Did they find it? Did they make it?
Yeah, that's
what does that
I was
mean?
Thinking.
Whatever it was, it convinced Mythal to take him seriously.
So Mythal goes off to investigate what Solus says. Then, what? It's too clean.
Seems plenty messy with them doing it.
True.
But this isn't just a memory. It's something Solus wanted to hide. What's the crime? What did we see here that he feels guilty about?
I think I might know.
Ooh, what is it, Targan?
When the Inquisitor was saving the world from the breach, she met Mythal.
Yes.
What? Like in a dream?
No.
It was complicated. She helped the Inquisition. There was a magic pond and a dragon. Nice. The point is, she also said the other elven gods betrayed her, killed her.
Yes. She was saying all that through Philemeth. What do we mean by killed?
Okay, sorry, point of order. If they killed Mythal, how was she still around to help the Inquisition?
Elven god magic? She'd spent centuries gathering strength and sharing people's bodies, I think.
If it was a truly benign possession, that speaks to her character.
The Kuryu no Cobra on Twitch says somebody's been drinking. Who's drinking? Lucanus? He's drinking coffee, I think. I wonder who's drinking. Tash seems to be the type who drinks a lot. It was a truly benign possession. It speaks to her character. He blames himself. The one good god got killed. That explains it. He blames himself.
Solus tried to do the right thing by warning Mythal about the other gods using the Blight. But he got her killed.
Well, it's not just that she died.
What do you mean, Tosh?
It's... Ugh. There was stuff he wanted to tell her. But he waited too long. And then she was dead. He never got to make it right. That twists you up.
That's it. There's our crime.
Doesn't really tell us anything we can use, though.
I wonder
we know
what
more than we
he
did.
wanted to tell
That's
her.
something.
Then I guess we keep our eyes open if we come across more of these memories.
Scott says no, his girlfriend. Yeah. Or his ex-girlfriend. Memory of our mistake. When is the second memory? We got more of these. We got more of these. Another regret. Rose says, yeah, it seems to be that. They definitely had a romantic connection at one point. One point in time. Or they liked each. Maybe they were never together, but they liked each other. And
try to cage us,
just
jealous of our growing power.
You will pay the final price for this betrayal.
We warned you not to use the Blight. For this, and for Mythal, I sentence you to sleep in exile ever after.
Ooh!
Your
And
own
he sealed
lives will form the veil that keeps the horror you unleashed at bay.
Oh, I see. Oops. That sounded painful.
So he locked the gods away and created a veil between this world and the Fade. I mean, they were terrible, no question. But what he did, it didn't just stop them. It destroyed our culture, our world.
It wasn't just to stop them. It was to stop the Blight. We've seen how bad Elgar'nan and Gillenane are. Imagine all 7 corrupted gods running wild.
Yeah, that's
so
a scary
he
thought.
created the veil just to keep the elven gods locked in their prison?
Yes, to keep them from accessing the Fade. But was the creation of the veil around the world an accident?
You heard him yelling. That's not the sound of a ritual going right.
What do you think, Rook?
I think so too. He didn't want it to happen. That's why when he basically woke up from his deep slumber, he was so surprised about there being a veil and the elves, the modern day elves, not being no longer being immortal. Innocent people died. He was fighting tyrants. It's not just us panicking. It makes sense. Innocent people died. It's true. But he was also fighting tyrants. It's a hard choice. It's really hard. Sometimes in a war, there are innocent people who die. He was fighting tyrants. That is a big picture.
I am a shadow dragon. We've been fighting against power-hungry mages for a while now. Solus was doing the same. It looks like he did the best he could.
True.
Even as he destroyed my people's world? Locked away who we were?
Solus was up against 7 blighted gods. They were gonna destroy that world themselves.
Yeah.
And it's clear he wishes he'd done it differently. That's why he's ashamed of this memory.
I had another question, and I'm sorry, maybe this doesn't matter, but Solus trapped the blighted gods in an ancient elven building, right?
That's what it looks like. Maybe a palace? Fancier than what I've seen in Arlethan, at least.
And then, the Magisters were lured into the
there we
Fade.
go.
They broke in, which let the Blight escape, and turned the Golden City black.
Right, and the Black City hangs in the Fade, a little reminder of their mistakes. What's wrong, Lace?
It's just... The Chant of Light says that the Maker built for them the Golden City, the center of all creation. But if the Golden City was an ancient elven palace, then the Maker didn't build it. The elves did. The Chant of Light is Andraste's visions from the Maker, but it sounds like it's wrong.
Oh, that must
You're
feel
asking
bad.
if we just disproved the entire Andrastian
That must feel
faith.
bad for Harding.
Did we?
Sorry, Harding. Well, there might still be a maker. It's just that I don't know. I don't know, really. There could still be a maker. It's just that it's like, you know, what's written in the Chant of Light isn't exactly how it happened. Yeah, it seems to be that, says Rose on YouTube. Dokuru no Cobra says Tash voice actress sounds like the same voice actress for female V in Cyberpunk 2077. Ooh, I wonder. But Tash does have a very, what is that called? Deep voice, like female V. Scott on YouTube says, I post some photos, by the way. Thank you for letting us know. I'll check it after the stream. And Rose on Twitch says, oh yeah, you're right. Are they the same? And Dokuru no Cobra says, I don't know. Rose on YouTube says, thanks, Scott. Such a cute doggo. Oh, you've already seen it. You've already seen the photos. Okay, I'll check it later. I'm sure that Scott's doggo is so pretty. Okay, did we? I still believe in the Maker. Don't let this shake you. That's not our problem. I believe this hurts me too. I'm sorry this hurts. And the lessons are what matter. I'll say, I'm sorry this hurts. Speak as someone who does not believe in the Maker but still emphasize with her.
The Maker was never my faith, Lace. But I'm sorry this is hard for you.
The Chant of Light has seen many iterations over the centuries.
There's that too.
This may simply change our understanding of it.
But this was the one I grew up with. My ma still sings the chant. You know?
The Dalish clans are struggling with the same thing. What do we keep? What do we lose?
The Elven Gods, the Maker. No matter who you light a candle to, you've got some hard questions to ask yourself right now.
Doctrine is not the truth. It is one of many paths to the truth.
I love that,
I
Tash.
recognize the sentiment, though not the specific quote. Who said that?
My mother.
Ah. Questions of faith aside, we have some very real gods that still need killing.
There we go, Lucanus.
Looks like there are 3 more of these murals with the Dreadwolf's old memories. Wonder what else he's hiding.
Here's the truth, Revelation Day. I love that. I love how Tasha's mother, Memory of Blackened Hearts, even if she's so unbearably controlling, she actually not really teach, but she actually has taught Tash certain things that actually matter. Like the thing about doctrines, there we go. And I feel like I can relate with that. I don't have good relations with my parents. They're not the best people in the world, but I did learn a couple of things, a couple of handy things from them, definitely. No, it's not the same actor, says Scott. Ooh, thanks for that. Nokuru no Cobra says one of the important lore elements is missing. The devs forgot that in Dragon Age world there was a child who grew up in the meantime that carried the soul of a corrupted god inside him. Oh, is it Morrigan's child? Morrigan's child. But all this it doesn't matter anymore thanks to the bad writing. Ooh. I agree that there are lore points that they didn't really, you know, they couldn't tie up, which is sad. But I guess it's because they had to, there were just too many things that happened. It was supposed to be a live service game, and then they were forced to change it into a single player game. And then a lot of people were unfortunately laid off, so the team got smaller and smaller, and then they basically had to still, you know, release a game in the end to recoup, you know, losses and all that. So it's hard. The game development industry is just so hard. There are just so many things that are, you know, it's complicated. So when a game doesn't satisfy you or something, I just chalk it up to like internal politics. and all of that. But for me, I am very satisfied with Veilguard. I'm very happy. It is sad that there are lore elements that weren't able, the devs weren't able to tie up and explain in this game, which is sad because this is supposed to be the final game in the series. But I would say that, yeah, nobody's perfect. I wish they spent more time perfecting, especially the writing of Veilguard. But I'm still happy, and I'm still very much fulfilled by this game. They cut big things, says the Korean no Cobra. I agree. So lots of missed opportunities. I agree. Scott on YouTube says Karami Lee is great though. Ooh, is that the voice actor for Taj or V? Femv. The Korean no Cobra says all the Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2 runs full of choices in custom world are useless. Oh yeah, that's not a good thing. I agree. That is definitely a big mistake on their part. Still, I'm very happy with the game, with how it turned out, and especially the combat. The combat is fun. I've never had fun playing any Dragon Age game before this in terms of combat.
Why not consider joining it?
But I have no desire to live as humans. I have the Fade. Besides, there's talk of taking on a solid form. I think you underestimate the danger. When you took the glowing stone to build your body, did the earth not shake?
The glowing
Valyrium
stone
gives us the
Valyrium.
strength we had when we were of the Fade. We are the best of physical and spirit.
Oh.
I need your wisdom, Solus, to withstand the louder voices who would go too far like Elganon. I need you.
This is madness. You must know that. I will always follow where you go.
Oops. Loud construction noises. Sorry about that. So that's how
This is
she made
astounding.
a physical
The
body.
ancient elves were spirits who voluntarily manifested a physical form.
Whoa.
I'd rather go back to talking about the Blight.
Hey, Lucanus. Could Spite turn into an elf?
The other way.
No.
Sorry, but what?
This is such a big revelation for Valara and Davrin. Wow, the ancient elves were spirits who took human form through ingesting lyrium? Something like that. And lyrium, of course, is the blood or the veins of titans. This is so fun and interesting. But yeah, I wish they spent more time. I wish they had spent more time polishing all the other lore points, lore elements, and also keeping into consideration the other choices in the first two Dragon Age games. Definitely. I'm with you, Valara. This is interesting. Okay, is that useful? Yeah, I feel bad for the elven companions that we have in our team.
This is... I don't even know what this is. And I'm not even an elf.
Same.
I can't imagine what you and Davrin must be feeling.
It's fine.
We're spirits. What does this even mean? Could I accidentally banish myself?
To be clear, this memory only shows that the first elves originated from spirits. Valara, you and Davrin are no more spirits than anyone else conceived naturally.
Conceived naturally? Guess I'll go ask my mother.
The knowledge that an entire people were formed from a mass manifestation could change our entire understanding of magic.
Yes.
If we let it out, is that the right call? Do you want bigoted humans yelling about how elves are demons?
Oh yeah, that's also...
Davrin's got a point. World's not short on small-minded humans.
That's also a big issue. Cyberpunk V Actor says Scott on YouTube. I agree. I love how deep and gravelly the voice of V was or is in Cyberpunk 2077, and I feel like it fits her personality and her occupation as well as a mercenary. She did very well too, says Rose. And every other game known to man, lol, says Scott. Oh, the thing about lore points. Yeah, I wish. I wish that a lot of games prioritized lore, but it's hard, especially with all the deadlines and then the people on top, you know, the directors and the investors and the board of directors, basically, breathing behind your neck and telling you what to do and all of those things, I guess. Nokuru no Cobra on Twitch says, and they for Inquisition, the only choices that mattered are who Inquisitor romanced, if he chose to disband or not the Inquisition, if he swore to stop Solus or help him change his mind. Yeah, there were only 3 choices too. 3 or 4 choices, not the entire world state, which was, I feel, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's what Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition took into consideration. The entire world state, your previous decisions in the first 2 games. That's why you can make this world state thingy. They used to have a website for it. When I first played Inquisition, they did have a website for it where you can either load a previous world state from your previous Dragon Age games or playthroughs, or you can create your own if you want to start anew or you haven't played the first 2 games. And what I created, if I'm not mistaken, what I did was I just loaded the default because I didn't play the first 2 games. My first Dragon Age game is, of course, Inquisition. I just watched the playthrough. Full playthroughs of the first 2 games, because usually, even if I'm really interested in playing an old game, usually I find it hard to play old games, not only because of the graphics. I do prefer modern graphics, but also because they're usually harder combat-wise. In Inquisition, I couldn't really enjoy the combat at all, even in our the playthrough that we of course streamed from 2 years ago up until last year. So it's hard for me to enjoy a game where I keep dying. So that's the only reason why I chose not to play the first 2 games, unless they, you know, remaster it and make like an easier version, an easier mode. Then of course I'll go ahead and play the first 2 games. I don't want to cause harm. Nobody would buy it. People have bigger worries. I don't want to cause harm at all.
If the world learned about this and it led to attacks against elves.
Elves have enough trouble as it is down in Ferelden.
True.
We have to tell someone, though. Strife and Irulan, at least.
If I told Thea and Viago, they'd think I was sampling Viago's poison collection. No one would believe us.
Okay, we keep this to people we trust who have good reason to know. No shouting it from the rooftops.
Agreed. The Morn Watch has a great deal of experience keeping dangerous secrets.
Still,
so beyond the world-shaking stuff, what else did we learn here?
Someone spills
Solus himself was a spirit.
What kind do you think he was?
Well, his name is Elven for pride.
Pride demon.
Okay.
There's something else. Not about spirits, or not all about them at least. Solus didn't want to become a person with a physical body.
He wanted to stay.
He only agreed after Mythal begged him.
Then that's his regret. He wishes he'd never taken physical form.
Maybe, but not just that. Solus was scared. They built their bodies out of lyrium, and it made the ground shake.
Ooh, I wonder what that meant for the Titans. They hurt the Titans. There we go.
Lyrium is the blood of the Titans.
The Titans would have felt it as an attack. They defended themselves.
The first memory we saw, with Elgarnon seizing power, it happened at the end of a war.
Oh, they had a war
between the
Titans
and the elves.
I thought it was against humans.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
It feels like we still don't have the full picture. But I think that's part of what Solus regrets. He didn't see the danger.
Except he did. He was worried. You said it yourself.
He did it for Mythal. Everything that followed, he could have prevented if he just told her no.
And he's got a war on his conscience. Plus whatever we find next.
Ooh, nice revelations. Very nice. Scott says, no, I mean she has been in every game lol, but that too. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. But I'm glad. Well, that's what happens when you're very talented. You're in every game. You're in every single game. Rose on Twitch says, Dokuri no Cobra, yeah, that is true. There were many missed opportunities due to the messy development of this game and the layovers during development, which is probably because of the EA Corpos. I think a few years ago, a lot of fans didn't even know if this would even be released. I agree. It was a tough time for all fans. Scott says, Inquisition isn't the most user-friendly game. I agree. I really didn't know how to play it and the combat and all that. But I love the lore. I loved all the exploration. I loved the fact that it is an open world game, and also I love all the NPC and character and companion interactions, of course. But I am not a fan of the combat. But it's also probably because I'm not good at combat. Oh no, it's like it's my fault. It's my fault. Yeah, she's super in demand in anime and games, says Scott. Ooh, that's really fun. I'm happy for her. The Korean no Cobra on Twitch says, it doesn't matter whether you allied with Templars or mages, who drank from the well, who became divine, whether or not you banished the wardens from Orlais, who lived or died between Hawk and Alistair, Stroud or Lagaine, or whether you kept Blackwall rather, left him there or handed him over to the Grey Wardens. I know, I wish I could see the repercussions of those choices. Rose says, but I'm glad that it was released with fun gameplay and lots of answers to questions from previous games. Yeah, I would say that, yeah, it is not the best ending for the franchise, but at least it's an ending nonetheless with a lot of good and also some missed opportunities, a lot of missed opportunities as well, but it's still very good and fun. And I'm so happy about the combat. This is like the first Dragon Age game that has that basically made me feel good about combat. Made me feel skilled.
Have you created what we need?
With this, the proper ritual will sunder every titan from its spirit.
Wow, genocide.
But you must know those severed dreams will certainly be driven mad. A disembodied blight of pain and anger.
This is what caused the blight? This is how they made the blight?
Awful. What we're doing.
Why did you have to do this?
The only way to end this war.
Why did you even do that, Mythal? I feel like Mythal is the kind of person who's just using Solus because Solus is in love with her.
Solus made the weapon that killed the Titans.
Mythal's a bee.
No, not killed. He cut away their dreams and left them broken and mindless. He passed me in the halls of Skyhold for a year. He made polite conversation, and he knew. He knew what he did.
It's so bad that he didn't even apologize, even in a vague way. That's why Solus is a very flawed anti-hero, I guess. I don't know how to label him. How could he do that? How like him? No wonder he feels guilty. How could he do that? I'm sorry. The only thing I can do is to empathize with them. That is more important than showing our hatred. For all the bad things that Solus did out of love and devotion to Mythal. Rose says, Dokuri no Cobra, yeah, it would have been nice if they kept that to reflect different world states. 100% agreed. Scott says, I'm having the time of my life with this game. The combat is so fun. I haven't been this obsessed for a long time. Same. This is the only game that made me feel confident about my combat abilities. It's just too fun. Sorry, Harding.
I don't even know what to say, Lace. I can't even imagine. I'm so sorry.
I served in the Inquisition. I know terrible things happen in war. But to do something like this...
The Titans were the size of mountains. I doubt the elves were winning their fight.
They shouldn't have started in the
considered
first
this
place.
the cost of saving his people.
Fear and guilt make people do stupid things.
To do such a thing. No wonder regret eats away at Solus.
No, it's worse than that. That isn't what Solus regrets. Those severed dreams will be driven mad. A disembodied blight of pain and anger.
Mierda.
You can't.
Indeed.
That's not possible.
When a warden hears the calling, it's like a song in their mind. Sound familiar to you, Lace?
The Song of Lyrium. Of the Titans.
We think of the Blight as this monstrous force with no mercy, no compassion. Evil incarnate. Instead, it's a caged animal. Mistreated and imprisoned for centuries. Until all it knows is fear.
Terrible. Why did they even start? Why did they even do that to the Titans in the first place? Otherwise it wouldn't have been a war and Solus wouldn't have been forced to do this. Hypocrite, what about Darkspawn? Can we fix the Blight? I mean, he is a hypocrite, but what about the Darkspawn? How did they come to be? Excellent combat, so fluid and not clunky at all, says Rose. I agree. What about Darkspawn?
What does this mean for Darkspawn? Should we be trying to help them?
I don't believe so. If the Blight is a corrupted dream, Darkspawn may be mindless manifestations of its anger.
Right. They're not people. We're never going to get through to them.
The Titans are a problem for later. We have Elgernon and Ghilanane to deal with now.
And then I want Solus to look me in the eye and answer for what he did.
True.
Each of these memories has been a deeper regret, and almost all of them involve Mythal.
Only one mural left to uncover by my count. If we find it, we'll see what's worse than this.
It's really surprising. Memory of Tranquility. One last memory. I feel like we didn't do it in order, but still. We are getting shocked by all these revelations. That's what matters.
I knew that you would find me soon enough. You need the power of a god. The strength that I alone still carry.
The blighted Evanuris will soon break free from their prison. I must make a stronger one that can contain them.
A stronger
While the
Evanuris?
prison is important, it is not the only goal you seek.
Why should I not tear down the veil and bring back immortality to all the elven people? They deserve it.
The elven people of today do not deserve to see the world they love be torn apart to salve your conscience.
True.
I must fix what I have broken. I am sorry.
As am I, old friend.
That's really sad.
Solus killed Mythal? After all that? Is this another memory from a different time?
No, that was after
He wore
Inquisition.
that same outfit in the Inquisition. We knew Solus woke up in this world without most of his power. Now we know how he got it back.
By killing the only other god around and stealing her power.
All that epic magic and godly power. In the end, it comes down to love and murder. Same as always.
So noir, so noir. No, he loved and blamed her. He needs to be right, and all that gets us. I'm gonna empathize with him. The Kurino Cobra on Twitch says, "Sorry guys for those who love this fourth, but this terrible game. It lost all the spirit. Dragon Age. The only thing it has from Dragon Age is the name." Yeah, I guess that is an opinion, of course, especially with all the things that they didn't include, all the loose ends that they didn't tie up lore-wise. But I love it. I love it. I love how it emphasizes camaraderie. I love how the your companions, you know, praise you in combat, and I love the combat. It's really fun. And yeah, it's I don't know what Dragon Age means. I think it's different for different people. So there's that, but I do agree that they took a big chunk out of Dragon Age, or the spirit of Dragon Age, because they took out the choices, basically, or the repercussions of the choices. I agree with that. That's something I agree with, but I feel like Dragon Age means different to different people. For me, Dragon Age is about camaraderie, companions, fighting a big bad in the world with a team that you built from scratch. So for me, that is Dragon Age. It still has that element here in this game, for me. but I guess it does mean different to different people. And it's not really about what is your first Dragon Age game or whatever, but it's more about what it means to you, or what is the most important thing in the game for you. And for me, the most important thing in any game is the people, the characters, and the exploration, of course. The first three I mean says the Korino Cobra. Rose says that applies to all games and media. Something you really dislike is something another person really enjoys. I agree. That is true. 100%. I think a lot of people tend to think about majority versus minority in terms of like, majority of the fans like this, minority, there's only a small minority who prefer this or whatever. But for me, every person's opinion is valid. Definitely. Like, it would be sad if some people think that my opinion as a gamer doesn't hold weight just because I only played the last 2 games and I only watched full playthroughs of the first 2. And it's also unfair because, like I said, even if, let's say, I played all 4 games, I'm sure I'm still going to consider the companions, interactions with companions, and the explorations as the top 2 important things about any game, whether it's Dragon Age or Mass Effect or Fallout or The Elder Scrolls or any other game. Scott Crosby Art on YouTube says, I've never understood that argument. I agree. I agree, because we all have different opinions on what is important in the game. And I agree that it is a valid opinion. It's a valid argument to feel like the thing that you loved from the first 2 or 3 games were taken away from you, or the things that you loved were taken away from you in the 4th game. And I think feeling some sort of loss is natural and it's valid. It's just that I think it's respect. It's mutual respect. I respect those who don't think this is a Dragon Age game, or who don't think that this is a good Dragon Age game. But I also expect respect from them, you know, because I do love it. I love it so much. He loved and blamed her. He needs to be right. Yeah, let's just empathize with him.
Every big mistake Solus made is tied to Mythal. He sacrificed his life as a spirit to join her.
He sacrificed his morals when he created the dagger to stop the Titans.
When the other gods struck her down, he destroyed the Elven Empire to avenge her.
Then he wakes up in this world, where everything's gone but his mistakes. And there she is, alive.
Yeah.
And after all he's done, she sides against him again.
Yeah, that's really
All
bad.
these mistakes are his fault. And hers, too. If she won't help him fix the world, of course he has to kill her.
So, how does everything we know help us now?
He's being honest about fighting the Blight. Whatever happens, he won't risk letting it back out into the world.
Agreed. But he has a plan to escape that prison, and not one we'll like.
Oh no.
He turned
What
on
is his
Mythal,
plan?
the one person he was actually loyal to. There's no way he won't turn on us.
That's a scary
He's a
thought.
spirit, or was once. He might be able to possess someone, affect
Oh.
minds.
Oh, no,
all
not
the
me.
things spirits do.
No, not me.
He created the veil. His very nature is tied to it. That will be a source of strength, but also a potential weakness.
Mythal has him all messed up. Anything about her or Elgernon is gonna make him angry. Sloppy.
Solus thinks he knows what's best for everyone.
It is his
Anything
pride.
he does,
is
he'll
pride.
do while telling himself he's the hero.
He's wrong, but not evil.
Solus has caused a lot of damage. But he's not like Elgernon, trying to wreck the world to rule it.
True.
He's trying to repair the damage he caused. And he knows he's made mistakes. There might be hope for him.
There might
You
be
don't
hope
think
from
he'll
him
turn on us?
for him yet.
No, he's totally going to turn on us. I mean, after that.
You have witnessed the Protector's tale, Dweller. Almost to its end.
Almost.
Almost. How can there be more?
Are there more?
When the mighty fall, their echoes cross the ages. An audience is warranted.
A visitor?
Speak with your visitor. She awaits you in the crossroads.
You mean Mythal? Mythal spirit? Everyone approves! The memory of an old friend. The Courier no Cobra says that's not only the choices and the repercussions, it lost the hearted writing and narrative, the classic Dragon Age gameplay. Yeah, I would say so, that if you're someone who, those people who played it from the very beginning and also enjoyed the old school Dragon Age combat, of course I understand that these fans would definitely feel bad about all the new changes. I agree with that, but for me, my favorite Dragon Age, because even if I didn't play the first two Dragon Age games, we watched full playthroughs of them, and I can say that Dragon Age Inquisition is still the best for me, because I am not very fond of games that are a bit too dark. When I played Cyberpunk 2077, I knew that that's the only Cyberpunk 2077 that I would play. I'm not gonna play anymore. And when I play the DLC, I'm like, this is not for me. I didn't really enjoy it. It was a bit too fast-paced for me and a bit too dark and just depressing. The world of Cyberpunk is not for me, but there are many things that I definitely enjoyed in the game. There are many goods, there are many positives, but there are also I can also strongly state that it's not for me. Rose on YouTube says, I also really enjoy Veilguard. It's not perfect, but no game is perfect. I agree. Rose on Twitch says, I understand what you're saying because many things have changed, especially if you like the archaic dialogue, previous style gameplay. So if you enjoyed those, then you most likely wouldn't like many things about Veilguard. Yeah, that is true, and I respect that. The Courier no Cobra on Twitch says, you read this, take it from someone who has lived and breathed Dragon Age all these years, ever since 2009. I have 10,000 hours in Dragon Age, 10,000 across all the Dragon Age games. That's really cool. And Rose on Twitch says, I get what you're saying, but let's just focus on the gameplay and stream. Everyone has their own opinions, so let's just have it at that. The Courier no Cobra on Twitch says, you never played DA 1 and 2. No, I only watched playthroughs of them because, like I mentioned earlier, it's not just about the graphics, you know, because I prefer modern graphics and older graphics, but also because I am not good at combat. I am not a combat gamer. I am someone who enjoys the lore. Number one for me, the most important thing for me is the lore. And I am the type of lore enjoyer who is fine with retcons. You know how the Elder Scrolls games are full of retcons, but I enjoy them if I am fine with retcons if they are explained in a way that's creative. You know, like the dragon breaks and stuff in Dragon Age, in the Elder Scrolls franchise. I love them. I am very happy with them. I agree with those retcons. So I am a lore enjoyer first and foremost. The second thing is companions. I love interacting with companions. I enjoy romances, friendships, banter. And then the number 3 is exploration. I love explorations a lot. I love exploring open world games. And if it's not very open world, like Mass Effect Andromeda, no, that still counts as open world. But Dragon Age the Veilguard is not very open world. I still enjoy exploring places. But I'm not a combat gamer, so if a game is older, they're usually more likely to be difficult in terms of gameplay. But I would love to play the first 2 Dragon Age games, definitely. If they made a remastered version with easier gameplay, easier combat, because I am not very good at combat. Scott Crosby R on YouTube says, I love Cyberpunk and the DLC. I'm a big fan of the genre anyway. I read books in the Cyberpunk genre, and Ghost in the Shell is my favorite franchise. Oh, I see. Yeah, for me, the Cyberpunk universe is pretty. I love how pretty it is. I love all the lights, but things that are a bit too bleak and depressing are not my cup of tea, because the real world is already depressing. I want something where I can be a hero and I can have fun with my friends, basically. But yeah, everyone is a different type of gamer. So I respect people who are into darker and more bleak universes or worlds. And I also expect them to pay the same respect towards me, who is a bit
the
more...
guards are moving against Weishaupt and the Grey Wardens.
Soft
We've
side
heard
of
rumors
things.
the Darkspawn are being led by an archdemon.
And you have questions?
I need to know how archdemons relate to the gods. Are they just like the blighted dragons, or are they something else? I also need to know how to deal with the gods if they show up at Weishaupt.
Oh yeah, how?
I propose a bargain. I will answer your question if you answer mine.
What?
How are the Grey Wardens? Do they understand the truth of the danger yet?
No, sadly not. I proved myself already that I can be trusted.
We've been through this already. You agreed to help me.
What did you think my help would look like, Rook? I need to know that you are prepared.
The leader is an idiot. But yeah, some of them do. Evka and Antoine, of course. And some other Grey Wardens, of course, know the risks and they are prepared somehow.
I've gotten a few of them to come around.
But not all of them. Not the first Grey Warden.
We've even got a Grey Warden on the team now. Davrin.
But the Grey Wardens as a whole still do not trust you yet, as I feared.
Not my fault,
We're making
Solus.
progress.
When I asked why you should be trusted to lead the fight, you said that nobody else was doing it. That sufficed for me, but you will need more to convince the Grey Wardens.
And how do I do
They
that,
see themselves as
Egghead?
destined to lead this battle. You cannot defeat Elganan and Gillenane without the Wardens. What will you do to bring them to your side?
It's about the first Warden.
I don't have to convince all of them. I just have to convince the first Warden.
Or remove him.
Enjoyable as that is to imagine, I doubt the rest of the Wardens would approve.
That's what you would do, Solus.
Did you know the Evanuris once numbered many more than those whose names survive in the Elven Pantheon?
Oh.
One warlord was particularly cruel. I sought to free his slaves, but so fearsome was his reputation that none would join me.
What did you do?
I made people laugh at him.
Oh.
How did that help?
Good idea.
For 12 years. Every sound near him, from whispered pleas to shouted oaths to crackling fire, all became mocking laughter.
How did he do that?
His mind broke under the ridicule, and when he fell, his slaves rose up and joined me.
I love that
I doubt
idea.
laughter is going to work on the first Warden.
If not that, then what?
We can keep talking to the Wardens.
All I can really do is keep trying to get through to them.
Have you ever ridden home in a wagon and felt the streets go from paved to dirt beneath the wheels? The horse is slow, and everything grows quiet as you're near home. What do you call that feeling?
I don't really have a word for it.
No, you do not. Elganan destroyed that emotion. He burned it from the mind of every living being.
That's really
There were
evil.
spirits of that feeling, just as there are spirits of joy, or fear, or despair. I begged them to fight.
What happened to
Oh,
them?
that's the memory that we
They
saw a
waited
long
too
time
long.
ago.
Without the emotion in this world to focus on, they faded until nothing remained.
Oh, okay, so
When
it's a
you grow
different one.
quiet, it is a part of your soul reaching for a feeling and finding emptiness. Because I failed.
I understand. I'm not going to fail.
We're not gonna fail.
How?
We'll do our best.
What will you do?
Whatever is necessary, let the Wardens try. Let the Wardens try.
I can't force the first Warden to listen. I have to let the Wardens try it their way.
And how many Wardens will die before the first Warden realizes his mistake?
I've done everything I can to reason with him.
I once warned an elven village that Gillenane was coming and they were in danger. They would not listen.
Oh.
I had to watch as their bodies twisted, as their shrieks turned into the grunting of animals. Their eyes were the worst part. They were still aware. They knew what had been done to them.
Well, that's really
I
sad.
gained little peace from knowing that I had tried to warn them. Is that what you hoped for?
No. I have to find a way to get through to them.
Then what will you do?
Really? This is our only option left? Whatever is necessary? Okay.
Whatever
you
it
have
takes.
committed to doing whatever you must
Easily
gain.
said.
Must gain, rather.
But it will have to be enough for now. You have answered my question, and I owe you an answer in return.
Yes. The old gods of Tevinter, the archdemons.
There never were Tevinter gods. The archdemons, as you call them, were always merely the weapons of the Evanuris.
Ooh, the dragons.
All right. Let's hope we can find the gods before they find their weapons.
Unfortunately, the Dragon Thrall's life force is bound to the Evanuris as both power and protection.
Oh.
You will not be able to kill or likely even harm one of the Evanuris until their Dragon Thrall is slain.
That's also why that's why there are 7 Evanuris and there are also 7 archdemons. How did the Tevinter gods talk?
The old stories of the Tevinter gods have them whispering in the dreams of ancient magisters. How did they do that, if they were just tools of the elven gods?
The archdemons were once high dragons. The Evanuris bound them as a source of power. When I imprisoned the gods, their dragons remained free. That was my mistake.
How so?
I never bound a dragon to myself, for I believed that to enslave another creature was immoral.
True.
As such, I did not understand the power that connection gave. I thought the prison I had made was perfect.
I see
but
now.
their dragons were the conduit through which they spoke to dreaming minds.
I see. So the Evanuris were using their archdemons to speak with Tevinter magisters, ancient Tevinter magisters. Tell me of their dragons.
What can you tell me about the archdemons themselves?
Each is different, shaped by the whims and ego of its master. Elganon is the Lord of Tyranny. He would have ruled alone had Mythal not forced him to share power. Those who are strong, he molds into dictators themselves, with visions of godhood. Those who are weak, he crushes. His archdemon reflects him. It is huge to feed his ego, the epitome of dragonkind, bent to his will.
Okay. Wow, you hate him. That will be his downfall. His ego will be his downfall.
What about Gillenane and her dragon? Pride and ego can blind someone. We can exploit that.
By contrast, Gillenane was a servant of Andrew, whose skill at making monsters earned her promotion to the Evanuris. She is brilliant, ambitious, and unconstrained by anything you would understand as morality.
A Resident
In a kinder
Evil
world,
scientist.
you would never need to see what she has done to her archdemon. In this world, I only hope you kill it quickly. In any event, the Evanuris will not be vulnerable until their archdemons are dead.
Okay, what am I missing?
Any other surprises we should know about?
Thanks for all the tips,
Even with their dragons
Solus.
dead, the Evanuris are powerful and well protected. You will need to use my dagger, the one you recovered.
Okay.
It can pierce their enchantments and strike them down.
All right. Kill the archdemons, then use the dagger to take down the gods.
Even a single opportunity to strike the Evanuris down will be rare, fleeting, and costly. You will not have another chance to catch them unawares. When you strike, you must be fully prepared.
Scary. We have to prepare. We have to get ready. Destination available. Weishaupt. I feel like this is a natural break in the game where you can tie up loose ends before you go complete or basically try to finish the second arc maybe or whatever. So this is also a good time to talk to our companions and then we'll end the stream soon.
Our
We'll
enemies
take
are
this
gods,
up
Rook.
next week.
Nobody fights those alone. That's why Solus lost and why you'll win. He always thought his attachments were a tragic flaw he had to overcome. But they're a strength.
Very wise, Brother Barrick. I love that. Nakuru no Cobra on Twitch says, fair enough that you aren't the type who's into combat. With Dragon Age, greatest strengths have always been its writing, storytelling, the characterization, and personalities of your companions. I agree, 100%. Elements capable of moving you and leaving you with cherished memories. I agree. That is also, like I said, my number 2. Well, number 1 is lore, number 2 is companions, number 3 is exploration. So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. But I don't feel any different between Inquisition companions and Veilguard companions. Although yes, from the very beginning I noticed that the dialogues in Veilguard are definitely on the shorter side, simpler side of things. But I feel like it's more like a sign of the times. I've talked about this a couple of times already. I feel like they're trying to appeal to Gen Zers maybe who prefer shorter dialogues. So yeah, although I do prefer archaic dialogues as well, I love the writing and the dialogue, because writing has a lot of meanings. As a writer, I know that writing has a lot of meanings. You've got lore, you've got world building, you've got dialogues, you've got conflicts and resolutions, and how does this thing tie in with the previous lore elements in a previous game. So when people say they don't like the writing of in Veilguard, do they mean everything, or do they mean only one of those points, or a couple of those points? So I wish that they also, expounded upon that, because I understand that some people might not like the simplistic shorter dialogues, but it's not a big of, I prefer archaic, like I said, longer dialogues, more questions that you can ask your companions so that you can get to know them better outside of cutscenes as well. But I'm not mad that the dialogues are shorter. For me, shorter dialogues can make you can leave you time to focus on other things.
Rook, hi, hey.
Hello, Bellara. No dialogues for me. It can help you speed up your gameplay. I don't know, focus on certain quests. Take more photos, which I love.
Rook, I've got a lot on my mind. Maybe later.
Okay, Nev. The Korean No Cobra on Twitch says, these are things you can only truly appreciate by playing the game yourself, since you are the protagonist rather than just watching a playthrough. I don't know, because I love watching playthroughs, like Resident Evil. I've never played the Resident Evil game because I cannot play horror games. But I feel, like I can identify with some of the Resident Evil protagonists. When the main character is Leon, I feel like there are things about Leon that I can identify with.
End up in here.
Pens? What are you talking about? Pens? Where are the pens, Lucanus? Are you losing your mind? And if the game has Jill Valentine as a protagonist, I feel like there are things that I can also relate to with Jill. I don't know if I can relate to what's his name? Let me see. Chris Redfield. I feel like I cannot relate to Chris Redfield, but I can relate to his sister, Claire Redfield.
Rook.
So I feel, Dokuri no Cobra says, if I may say so, I think it's precisely because of that missing element that you consider Inquisition the best, but not it's a bad game, but Dragon Age Origins and 2 stand well above Inquisition. Oh, no, I didn't say at all that they're bad games. No, it's not. It's because of my personal preference that I don't like bleaker or darker games, because there are things in Dragon Age Origins and 2 that I consider a bit too dark for my taste. So it's because of that. It's same thing with Cyberpunk. I played Cyberpunk, as you may remember. I did say that I played Cyberpunk 2077, and also the DLC with what is his name? That guy, British guy. I can't remember his name. Oh no, Idris Elba, there we go. Phantom Liberty is the name of the DLC. I did play that. I did play both the base game and the DLC, and it's not for me. So that's also the reason why I can say that Dragon Age Origins and 2 are not bad games at all. I have never played a game that I considered bad, or I have never watched a playthrough of the game that I consider bad. Even Resident Evil, it's not for me, but there are many good things about Resident Evil. Alan Wake, I have never played any of the Remedy games, but is it Remedy games? Control, Alan Wake, but I watched full playthroughs of them and I enjoyed a lot of things about them, but also they're not for me. So that's why I would never say that a game is bad. Even games that I cannot play, like Call of Duty. I'm pretty sure I can find positive things to enjoy about that game or positive things to say about that game. I am never a person who can just focus on the negatives of a game and call it trash or bad. So I agree that Dragon Age Origins and 2 are definitely not bad games. I would never say that. There are many things that I enjoyed when watching the playthrough. There are, I love a lot of the characters, okay? I definitely love Alistair. he would be my best bud, my best friend in Origins if I had played that game. Morgan was very interesting in Dragon Age Origins as well. No, Harding. Oh, where are you? Where are you? Are you hiding? Oh, there we go. Sorry, it's because of the lighting and your greenery. I love how she's just resting there and looking into the beyond. But yeah, I love Zevran. Zevran is very fun too. I love all the characters or companions in the first 2 games, but I don't love them as much as my friends, my best buds in Inquisition. I feel like they're a... okay, I understand that there are many gamers who prefer very troubled, quote-unquote troubled companions. I'm not like that. I prefer my companions stable. Stable and mature is all I can say. That's why. Let me see. What quest do we have so that we can plan for next stream? There we go. I guess that's it. I guess I'll just have to like check the what is that called? The faction power for all of these things and see if there are things that we can sell to their respective faction merchants next stream. And then we'll go and do this Siege of Weishaupt. But I'll also look up if there are things that we need to prepare for that. But yeah. Idris Elba says the Korean no Cobra. Thank you for that. The Korean no Cobra on Twitch says these are things you can only truly feel by playing the game yourself. I'm different, I guess. I'm different. I feel things by watching them. Like I can feel it. I can feel if I watch a movie or a TV series that I love. I can feel like I can relate, especially if there is a main character, a protagonist of some sort, or a side character that I can relate to. I definitely can feel it, like as if I'm playing a game. That I guess I'm just different. Idris Elba says Scott, thank you. Idris Elba and Phantom Liberty says Rose. Yeah, I played those too, and there are many great things. I can say a lot of good things about these games. The base game of Cyberpunk 2077 and also the Phantom Liberty DLC, but there are also things that I just, it's not for me. Not for me. The Curio Nukorbia on Twitch says, next Cyberpunk game, maybe there's Scarlett Johansson. Really? They're gonna put Marvel people. Marvel actors in the next Cyberpunk game. Scott Crosby Art on YouTube says Control is a masterpiece. See, that's the thing, right? I respect people's opinions, my dear Bunnring's opinions, and anyone's opinions about their favorite games. I did watch Control. I love a lot of things about Control, but it didn't speak to me as much as, let's say, Assassin's Creed Odyssey did, or Skyrim, or Fallout 4, or Dragon Age Inquisition, or Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West. I feel like those games spoke more to me. Even if I did play all these games as well. Yes, I didn't watch... I only watched Control and not played it. But I feel like even if I had played it, I would still be on the... There's a thing that I cannot really say because I don't want people to hate me. But there is a thing, a concept in writing that I don't like. But if people like it, right? I respect their choice. I respect their preferences. And I expect them to also respect mine. But there's this thing where if you try to make something seem deep by repeating certain elements a bit too much, for me, as someone who was paid to write things in the past, it's not my favorite. But I respect people who prefer that kind of writing. But yeah, but like I said, there are many things that I enjoyed in the Remedy games universe, Control, Alan Wake. I definitely love the old gods of Asgard in Alan Wake. I love a lot of writing elements as well, but there are things that I didn't really. That's not just for me. Just not for me. That's all I can say. A message from the front: a fight for the South. Ooh, from the Inquisitor. Rook, though the circumstances prompting our meeting were perhaps not what either of us would have chosen, I'm glad we did meet. I'd heard of you from Varric, of course, and Harding spoke and continues to speak highly of you. Thank you, my dear Harding. However, the greatest vote of confidence came from Morgan. Really? I didn't expect that from the Witch of the Wilds herself. Thank you. She's always had a knack for spotting those who might shift the foundations of the world. Really? Even if they don't know it yet, so it was she who suggested we meet, and as always, heeding her counsel proved to be the wisest decision. Unfortunately, I send grim tidings. The echoes of Solus's ritual and the escape of the gods ring across the south, and the smell of war is heavy in the air. In Orlais, a splinter faction of the nobility has made common cause with the Venatori and launched an assault on both the royal forces of Orlais and the border keeps of Ferelden. Antam corsairs harass shipping out of Oswick. Oh no. And in the far southern wilds, blight has emerged once more. Darkspawnings in great numbers have spotted near the ruins of Ostagar. But I told you to leave the south to me, and I stand by that. I share this news not to ask for help, but to remind you that you and your people are not alone. Aw, thank you. Thank you for all the emotional support, Inquisitor. The gods stir up the greatest evils in Thedas, yet its people stand stalwart and resolute. Take care of the gods in the north, and I'll make sure that the south handles itself. And when this is all over, we'll drink to victory. First round's on me. Yay! Yours, the Inquisitor. Thanks if we survive this. Definitely. Ooh, sorry. I clicked outside of my my game screen. Rose on Twitch says they might feature another celebrity. Probably will. Keanu Reeves, Idris Elba, who's next? One of the Marvel actors, I guess. Scarlett Johansson. Scott Crosby Art on YouTube says, sounds like adventure games is your thing. Yeah, I guess. My number one game is, of course, Skyrim and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's more adventuring, helping people in need, a little bit of darkness, but mixed in with light. I did mention it a couple of times that Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the best game for me in terms of writing because it's a good mix of light and darkness. It's not too bleak. There are a lot of moments of levity and fun and silliness, which I love. So that's why. Rose on YouTube says Control and Alan Wake are definitely very creative and artistic. Yes, props to Sam Lake and his team for that, definitely. But there are things that are not for me. There's a specific term that I use for that kind of writing. Not the entire writing, a small portion of the writing, and I guess one example is the short film in Alan Wake 2 that stars Sam Lake himself. That's not for me. I didn't enjoy that one bit. So like I said, I love a lot of things about Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2, but that Sam Lake short film is not for me. No Korean, no Cobra on Twitch. I didn't say you consider them bad games. I was just saying you most likely prefer Inquisition because you didn't play 1 and 2 firsthand. I think it's more of the darker aspects of 1 and 2. Really, it's like with Cyberpunk. I enjoyed a lot of things about them. I didn't like how fast-paced the combat is, and also you get attacked by every single syndicate or gang while you're out and about on the streets, and I had wished I could, join them, or I could win their trust so that they wouldn't always attack me every single time I was out and about. And then also there are quests that are just a bit too dark for me. So it's the darkness, really. Like I said, I am not a person who enjoys too much darkness in my games, because the real life is already too dark. He adds, or they add, Dokuro no Cobra adds, this implies that if you had played them, you'd probably prefer the first two over Inquisition. Anyway, that's totally fine, don't worry about it. Yeah, I don't go by that, because my first Fallout game was New Vegas, but I still preferred 4. So I think it's not the type of, like, you know, sequels are always worse than the first game or something, or your first love is the the one that you what is that called, that you remember the most. No, I don't really believe in that. My first Fallout was New Vegas, but I still preferred 4. So New Vegas is amazing. It's my second favorite Fallout, but Fallout 4 is my top Fallout. It's again because of the elements that are a bit too bleak and dark in the game. Scott Crosby Art on YouTube says, I shall go to bed, guys. Thanks for the stream. Thank you so much, Scott. I hope that you're I hope to see, well, I will take a look after the stream. I will take a look at your the photos that you sent on Discord. I am looking forward to seeing your baby doggo. And I hope to see you again next stream. We will be ending the stream as well. Thank you so much for watching, Scott, and I wish you good night and all the energy that you need to face another day. Rose says, we really did enjoy watching the first two, and Origin especially had so many options, so many cutscenes that you could watch. It took us a while to watch every single outcome we could find online, but that probably isn't all of it. Yeah, there are a lot of outcomes for Dragon Age Origins and 2. But yeah, that's it too. Lots of options also overwhelm me, so I guess that's also one reason why I'm not probably going to rank either 2 above Inquisition even if I had played them. That's also one reason why well, a lot of bunnrings ask me if I'm going to play Baldur's Gate 3 or I've played it. Sadly, I cannot play it because of turn-based combat, but also because I feel like Baldur's Gate 3 is too dark for me, and also I don't like the fact that almost all companions make their first move on you. That just feels unrealistic for me, but there are many good things, many amazing things about Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm not just saying it. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy watching full playthroughs of Baldur's Gate 3. I like the depth of the writing in Baldur's Gate 3. I also loved the variety of companions, although I wished that more companions were a bit more full and not too troubled. But that's just me. Like I said, I don't like very dark stuff. I like the variety of races in Baldur's Gate 3. But again, it's not a matter of have I played it or not, but more like how dark the game is. So that's it. But before we go, we will present to you the Japanese word of the day. The Japanese word of the gay would also be good, but I am pansexual and not gay. But I can also be called gay. It doesn't matter. Japanese word of the gay. The Japanese word of the pan, then. Japanese word of the pan. But yeah, Japanese word of the day. Japanese word of the pan. No, I'm just kidding. Japanese word of the day. Rose on YouTube says, alrighty, Scott, thanks for sharing a pic of your phallus doggo. I hope you both have a great end of the week. Take care of the and good night. Yeah, the end of the week is upon us. It's upon us. We are in the middle of the week. So I'm happy for that. Hold on, my dear bunnrings. Hold on tight. The end of the week is almost here. Look forward to the weekend. That's what I did. That's what I always used to do when I was, in university. Just always look forward to the weekend. You've got this. Scott Crosby art on YouTube with a hand-waving emotes. Good night, sleep tight. I wish you, I manifest the greatest, best dreams for you, so that can help you refill your energy meter. There we go. Japanese word of the day is iranai. I don't need it. Iranai. It's a very simple Japanese word that just means I don't need it. Iranai. The opposite or the antonym of iranai is iru, which means I need it, or it's required, or it's something that I need. Iranai. There we go. So what are things or what are situations that you can use this word for? You can use it in situations where maybe a friend of yours or a partner or a family member asks, do you want more ketchup or mustard or mayonnaise or whatever condiment you prefer, hot sauce, Tabasco, and then you can say iranai. You can say you don't need it, it's okay, I'm fine. You don't need to pass me the rice or whatever. It's very simple. I hope you have the opportunity to use this word this week. Iranai, it means I don't need it. Another situation where you might need it is like maybe you are trying to apply for something or some sort of a bureaucratic thing where you need certain documents. Maybe you need your birth certificate, marriage certificate, or whatever. Tax certificate, tax returns, and all of that. Maybe a driver's license. So maybe you are in Japan and the bureaucrat, the city hall clerk, maybe you're talking to them and then you ask, do I need a copy of my driver's license? And then they might say iranai. It means you don't need it. You don't need to present a copy of your driver's license or whatever document you were asking about. So there we go. It's a very simple word. Let me check the stream chat. Nokuru no Cobra on Twitch says, as for Cyberpunk, I recently finished it, clocking in 330 hours. First playthrough. I completed every side mission, every gig, every NCPD activity, literally every type of activity in the game. I did too. I did it. Whenever I play a game, I try to do a semi-completionist thing where it's like, I try to do every quest unless it's like really, really hard to do. I don't try to collect all collectibles though, because those usually are hard to find. But every single quest in the game, I try to do it. And then the Kuru no Cobra adds, I cleared that whole damn map, read through all the codex entries and lore databases. The story amazing. I cried so much when I finished it. The emotions the game stirred up in me are incredible. I hadn't felt such powerful emotions since The Last of Us 2 back in 2020. Ooh, I'm very happy for you, the Kuru no Cobra. I like the ending. I chose the nomad ending with, I can't remember her name. Starts with a P, if I'm not mistaken. I chose that ending, and I did feel bittersweet in the end. It was such a bittersweet ending to the point that it's kind of more bitter than sweet for me. But I'm glad I chose a nomad ending. It's what I would have chosen in real life as well. The Kuru no Cobra on Twitch, it has become one of my all-time favorite games. Ooh, I'm happy for you, the Kuru no Cobra. And they add, I'm slowly working towards the platinum trophy. I've already done 3 other endings. Congratulations. Wow, which is your favorite? Mine is the nomad. It's the only thing that I chose. Rose says, oh nice, yeah, we always love the cyberpunk aesthetic and coolness. Even if it's too dark for us, it is not our favorite. It's always so cool. We just love the cyberpunk aesthetic so much with all the lights and energy. I agree. Cyberpunk aesthetic is great. It's just that the bleakness and darkness of the, you know, the hopeless feeling in a cyberpunk universe isn't the best for me. But there are so many things, many positive things that I enjoy in cyberpunk. I'm glad that you enjoyed Cyberpunk, and yeah, it's sad when something you love so much ends, says Rose. True. when Inquisition ended, it was surprising to say the least. I was surprised. I wasn't surprised about the soulless betrayal type of thing, but it felt bittersweet too, but more sweet than bitter. More sweet than bitter. Yeah, a true happy ending in a city with no happy ending, says the Kurino Cobra. I feel like it's more bitter than sweet for me because you don't really know what's going to happen in the end. Like, will Johnny Silverhand still, you know, I don't know, I can't remember, it's been a long time. Or will you just die? You know, you still don't know what's gonna happen in your to your brain chip thing. So that's why I felt more bitter than sweet. But yeah, I would say that's the best ending for Cyberpunk as well. There we go. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am looking forward to another Dragon Age of Veilguard stream so that we can do the Siege of Weishaupt. That will be next week, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. EST, or 11 a.m. JST the following day. And our next stream will be this Friday night with Oblivion Remastered again. That will be the same time, 7 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. EST, 11 a.m. JST on a Saturday morning. Until next time, take care, good night, and goodbye. Happy Hump Day!